So, tons of things have gone down over the week in Formula 1. Former world champion Sebastian Vettel parted ways with Ferrari, which triggered the whole musical chair thing in the paddock. Within 24 hours of Ferrari's announcement, McLaren said it had hired Daniel Ricciardo, and within less than an hour of that, Carlos Sainz took over Vettel's seat. But we gotta face the reality, and it mainly boils down to what happens next in Ferrari, especially from Sainz's point of view. Let's start with team politics. After all, Ferrari has been known for that.
So, Fernando is faster than you.
Don't risk anything, but you can attack, but don't risk anything.
Yeah. I won't do anything stupid.
Look, Charles is a competitive young man who pretty much showed the door to Vettel in just a year of being with Ferrari. And that really wasn't an easy feat. It required keeping his head down and even keeping calm when Ferrari made team orders in favor of Vettel. Sainz now has to be the number 2 driver at Ferrari, and that is kind of a problem. You see, being the number 2 driver requires you to step aside if you're leading a race and your title contending teammate is in the second position. This is called team orders, and teams usually do this to keep their drivers from going head to head in a race and avoiding any crashes, since that's the last thing you want to do if, you are one of the top teams competing in Formula 1. Mercedes so far has succeeded with team orders because of a rather obedient driver they found in Valtteri Bottas. Don't get me wrong though, Ferrari too has found success in the championship-winning duo of Kimi Raikkonen and Felipe Massa, and even during the 5-time winning streak between 2000 and 2004 when Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello were paired as drivers. But you gotta accept that Sainz clearly has a fire in his belly and is on a mission to emulate his own hero, 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso. Number 2 drivers also have a lower pay and often don't have access to the same resources as the number 1 driver. You also need to be mentally prepared to be a number 2 driver. And while we are pretty sure that Sainz knows all about this, it might just crack him at some point. After all, he has been around in the sport for about 4 years, 2 years more than Leclerc, and he enjoyed an equal terms relationship with Lando Norris back at McLaren. Ferrari also has a rather inexperienced team boss in Mattia Binotto, who made some questionable decisions in 2019, ruling the favor on Vettel's side on multiple occasions. The incident in Brazil last year, in which both the drivers took each other out of the race, was long overdue because of the tensions created between them over the year. Binotto, who was understandably furious, was also to blame for this. It was just too late to let them race against each other then. Now let's take a look at another thing that may or may not work in the favor of Sainz: the nature of the 2021 season itself. You see, Formula 1 will see some major regulation changes, especially in aerodynamics. The last time Formula 1 had such a major redesign was way back in 2014, when the leading team changed from Red Bull to Mercedes GP. And before that, design changes took place in 2009, when Braun GP won the title. So yeah, you can't really say what would happen in 2021, and since the last 2 redesigns, Ferrari hasn't really done well, and that further adds more pressure on Sainz's shoulders. But he does have a few pros to join the team too. For instance, it's f***ing Ferrari. I would be completely sold out if I had the chance to join the team. Doesn't matter if I were chosen as the reserve driver. Think about it. The influence, the bragging rights, the tifosi, everything. It's like a dream come true for every driver. You even get cool watches and a road legal Ferrari as a part of the sweet deal. Even Lewis Hamilton once expressed he would like to drive for Ferrari. Next, Sainz and Charles kind of get along, While Sainz is a known prankster, he only pranks the people he likes. And Charles has been at the butt of his jokes at least once. And keeping everything aside, he may also get to win races, if not a championship. What do you think? Has Sainz signed up for Ferrari knowing all of this? Let us know in the comments. Oh, and F for respects if you would miss the Car Lando bromance just like me.